So, Claire Danes, do you think she's a Xennial or not?
She must be if she was 14.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
Quick math,
Sorry.
she did.
I did.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Generation In Between, a Xennial podcast. My name is Dani.
Hi, I'm Katie.
And you are here with us. This is our podcast where we remember, revisit, relearn, and sometimes rewatch all kinds of things from being 80s kids and 90s teens. I did that later than we usually do.
And that's okay. Everyone's up to date now.
Now y'all know. You know who we are and what we're doing.
And that this is a podcast.
This is our podcast, in case you didn't know.
Yes.
So we are super pumped because we're changing things up here a little bit on how we do things. So for the past 2 years, we have run ourselves ragged, doing a regular weekly episode and also Dawson's Creek rewatch episodes. And we learned very fastly that we don't have time to be doing that mess. But we had to keep going until we were finished.
Correct.
So now when we do TV series rewatches, they're going to be their own thing. We are not going to do 2 episodes a week. That is crazy. So we are starting to rewatch the Xennial classic that only lasted 1 season, and that is My So-Called Life.
Yay!
It gets applause. So before I get into some background about it, I did research on the background of the show, and then we watched the pilot episode. But every week, if you want to rewatch with us, we are going to watch 3 episodes a week, which isn't much if you guys out there be binge watching stuff. So 3 episodes a week. I thought incorrectly it was for free on Apple TV. 'Tis not. Where'd you watch it?
I bought the whole season on Amazon Prime.
I did too. And then Troy goes, Dani, did you check archive.org? And I went, shit.
Oh, yeah.
I know. It's probably
It was
like
$11 or something.
Yeah,
it
but
wasn't
still,
that much.
It was probably on there for free.
It probably is.
So check archive.org first before you pay money. Did you watch the show when it came on?
No.
Okay. Well, I will tell you my backstory with this show. This show aired in August of 1994, which was the fall of my freshman year of high school. I was the perfect age for this show. Claire Danes and I are similar in age. So, it was perfect. This show was groundbreaking for a lot of reasons, and we'll get into that as we talk about research and as we rewatch. But I loved it. My friend Katie and I've got to message her. I keep saying I'm going to message her because I want her to do a voice memo like my friend Alicia did. We were obsessed with this show. We both, I think it was both of us. The first time I dyed my hair red was because of this show.
Yeah.
And my mom was cool with it. She was fine. She actually liked my hair maroon the best of all the colors it's ever been. She liked it maroon. So,
okay.
Anyway, I think Katie also dyed her. I can't remember. But anyway, I loved the show. I was obsessed with it. And I was distraught when it got canceled. And there was this whole internet campaign to revamp, to get it back on the network, which we'll talk about. But so you're going in completely blind.
Yeah. I mean, yes. Obviously, I know what the show's about. I would have been in middle school. So I would have been 12 when this came out, which people in middle school watched the show. I just specifically did not. And I mean, I knew about the hair being red. Obviously, Jared Leto,
the hair being red.
The hair being red.
I love that.
And just that it was kind of a teen drama.
Yeah.
But I think by the time I would have on my own maybe watched it, it was over.
Yeah, it was done. Yeah.
So I would have had to somehow go back and watch it. So I know what it's about. I know who's in it, but I've never actually watched it till now.
Oh my God, I love it. So that's fun. That's fun. I will say when we watched the pilot, Troy has never seen it either because it was not for him. But he's like, actually, this show's pretty good. I was like, I know. So let's talk about the background about this show. And we'll talk about the actors, and then we'll tell you our thoughts on the first episode of My So-Called Life. So it aired on ABC, like I said, in August of 94, and it ran through January of 95.
Wow.
Okay.
That is so short.
19 episodes.
Okay.
Then the episodes were rerun on MTV in the spring of 95.
Okay.
It was not officially canceled until May.
See, okay. And I was going to wait till you showed your research. I didn't look it up. I always thought this was an MTV show.
And I think that's where I found like a whole new audience too.
Okay.
And that is when people started to do the when it aired on MTV is when the internet campaign started to not cancel it forever, to start recording again.
That had to be one of the very first internet campaigns to do that. Okay.
It was, and we'll talk about it in a second. So My So-Called Life was set at the fictional Liberty High School in a fictional suburb near Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And it follows the emotional travails. That's what it said.
Ooh.
I know. Of several teens in the social circle of main character Angela Chase. So this show was created by Winnie Holzman and produced by Edward Zwick and Marshall Herskovitz. Ooh, let's see if that's correct. I don't know. Winnie Holzman said she was inspired by her own adolescent memories. She still had her diary that she went through. Girl, I know how that be. She actually also did some visits to LA high schools, Los Angeles high schools. And she also said she was inspired by the respect with which Barbra Streisand's character was portrayed in 1973's The Way We Were. Never seen it. Don't even know what it's about. So,
okay.
Have you watched that?
I'm just trying to remember, was she a teen?
I don't know.
Or was she a full-grown adult?
I don't know. She just said that was one of her inspirations.
So that makes me feel like she was a younger character and that she appreciated how she was treated. Not trivially.
Well, I could have researched that more in depth, but I don't have time.
I'll look since we do have more My So-Called Life to do after today. Yes.
So her goal was to create characters that transcended their stereotypes. So in an interview, she said this: in high school, very often there's that feeling that you've been labeled. And what I was playing with and exploring was the idea that people are a stereotype, but they're also so much more. All the characters were struggling to burst out of their stereotypical label. That was uppermost in my mind, so that even if people watched the show and didn't see that consciously, they saw that people are so much more than what you think they are on the surface.
I love that.
And I think that's why this show continues to appeal to multiple generations, even though it's from the mid-90s, is because of that idea, is that this is a timeless thing. All teenagers do this. There are still stereotypes in 2026.
For sure.
And that is the battle of middle schoolers and high schoolers everywhere, is trying to overcome that or be better than that or whatever.
Or the questioning of the parents too. I know it's just episode 1 and we'll talk about it, but I felt like that was done well.
It was.
Yeah.
It was interesting to watch this as a parent. Because I was like, okay, I remember watching this as a teen and being like, yes, the scene where she's at dinner and she's like, every time my mom speaks, I want to stab her.
Yes.
I'm like, oh my God, that was me as a teenager. I couldn't. Now, I did not keep it to myself. I was very vocal, as Katie. We were just talking about arguing with people. And she's like, I didn't say anything. I'm like, good for you, because
I'd have said something.
My husband wishes I don't say stuff. Okay. So, this is something else she said in an interview. She said, we all felt it was time for, meaning her and her team that was making the show, we all felt it was time for a teenage girl to be front and center, which is weird to hear now because that's been done so many times.
Yeah.
But it was even weirder to hear back then for different reasons, because nothing had ever been done in this way for teen girls before. Because you think about the shows they had for teens before, it was like 90210 and shows like that. It was never from her perspective only. And it was never, I'm trying to think of the word, not angsty, but it was never true to multiple feelings. And Angela's not the popular girl. It's not about fashion. It's not, and it's a drama, not a sitcom like Blossom or you know, something like that. So this was kind of a big deal. This was very different. Again, why I think it still holds up for people who watch it later. So I lost my place. Here we go. So like I was saying, it was critically praised for its realistic portrayal of adolescence. And you've never watched it, so you'll see how it happens as it unfolds. And it had frankness in addressing pretty big issues like sex, guns in school, which this was the mid-90s, and drug and alcohol use, which they touched a little on this episode. But the show was canceled. I mean, it was critically acclaimed, but it was canceled after only one season. 19 episodes due to low Nielsen ratings, and they said it was too niche of a group of people.
I mean, usually shows that end up with a cult following later on, that happens. You know, that does happen. I mean, I know I always got to bring Arrested Development into the fray, but that was one that was canceled and successfully brought back because of fans.
Nice.
That one was canceled. Our listeners can correct me. I feel like after 3 or 4 seasons, and then it did come back for at least another season or two because enough people complained, and that was probably a decade after this. So, you know.
Never know.
You never know.
Never know. So speaking of that, so many fans protested the cancellation. There was serious talk about reviving the production.
Okay.
Viewers utilized very early internet forums. Okay, very early, and they launched Operation Life Support. But get this, there was approximately $90,000 raised to do ads and merchandise campaigns to convince ABC to renew it.
Wow.
But it never happened. So, yeah, never happened. The show became a cult classic, like I said, and it's actually frequently been cited by multiple publications, including Time, Entertainment Weekly, TV Guide, The Atlantic, and Rolling Stone as one of the best teen dramas of all time to date.
Okay. I mean, I've only seen the 1 episode so far, but I could see that.
Yeah. So that's a little background of how it came to be and how it ended. So let's talk about the actors in the show, and then I have some random little facts. This took me a long time because there's a lot of people. So before I get into this, Claire Danes was 14 when she got cast in the show, which is the age of Cooper and Aaron, which is weird.
Yeah.
Okay. So she had a lot of child labor laws in place. She was the youngest of the cast besides the little sister.
Okay.
So that is why you'll see as you watch the show, they had to have a good supporting character cast because they spend just as much time on their stories too. Because she was limited on how long she could be there.
Yeah.
Okay. So she was cast at the age of 14. I mean, by the time she was born in, I have everybody's birthdays down so we can see what generation they're part of.
That's exciting.
So Claire Danes, do you think she's a Xennial or not?
She must be if she was 14.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
Quick math.
Sorry,
she did.
I did.
So she was born April 12th, 1979. So yes, she is 100% a Xennial. But she actually won a Golden Globe in 1995 for this role.
Dang.
Yeah. So she was probably 15 or 16.
Yeah.
Because I think by the time they were done filming, she was 15.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe the Golden Globes, because it's the following year.
Right.
She was probably 16.
Okay.
But anyway, still, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Crazy, right? In an interview with People magazine that she did in 2024, they had like this 30th anniversary or whatever. I know. Of My So-Called Life. She said this, I don't think I ever read a more accurate account of the experience that I was having in the moment. So she was just saying it was very relevant to what she was going through in real life at that time. I was just so thrilled to have my internal life articulated for me. It's just an astonishing piece of writing. It was very intuitive and I didn't have to reach very far. Because she was the age of her character, which I think is unique because nobody else was that was cast. And we'll get into that in a minute. So she probably was feeling all those things about boys and her parents and her family.
And she looks 14.
And she looks her age.
She does. Yeah.
Yeah. I already said that about child labor laws. Let's see. Okay. So some other things y'all know her from. I mean, okay. A lot of these people have a very big laundry list of things. So I just kept it to 80s and 90s. Okay. That's what we're doing because this is what we talk about here, 80s and 90s. So other things she did in 80s and 90s, this was like her big stepping off point.
Mm-hmm.
She filmed Little Women the same year. She played the sick one, Beth.
Mm-hmm. Beth.
It came out in 94, just a few months after My So-Called Life premiered.
Okay.
So
big year.
Yeah. She was in Romeo and Juliet with Leo in 1996. I love that. I was like doing my research. I said, Cooper, have you watched that yet? It's like, you've got to, because that soundtrack also, we need to, after we're done with this, we should do a rewatch of that movie.
For sure. And listen to the soundtrack.
Yeah,
sit and
so
listen
good.
to all the tunes.
So good. She was also in How to Make an American Quilt in 96. Jared Leto was also in that. I forgot about this movie. She was in this movie called To Jillian on her 37th birthday in 96 with Michelle Pfeiffer. Do you remember that movie? She was in the film U-Turn in 97. This I did not know. She was in a non-musical interpretation of Les Mis with Liam Neeson and Uma Thurman in 1998.
It's a film?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
I know. I did not know this. I watched the clip and it actually looks pretty good.
Okay.
And I'm not a huge Les Mis person. She was also in The Mod Squad in 99.
Mhm.
And then the film Broke Down Palace in 99, which
Mhm.
she was in with, what's her face? Kate Beckinsale. And they go to Thailand and go to jail. Have you seen that movie?
Yes, a long time ago, but yeah.
Crazy. And then they're like
Yikes.
in Thai jail, except the like Claire Danes' character is like the other girl, her parents have like a lot of pull.
Mhm.
They're like rich and stuff and they get her out, but the other girl's parents don't, and she ends up staying, Claire Danes' character, in the
Ooh.
jail. You guys, it's a good movie. But now I'm wondering if it's problematic. Like I read something that she got banned from visiting Thailand after she filmed that movie because of
Oh.
something she said against the authorities.
Like in real life or something she said in the movie?
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't go. I don't know if the truth and all that, but
I could kind of see it. Like, for example, if any part of that film she was in was based on a true story, then I could see her being like, this is an important story to tell because of blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But I can also see the Thai government being like, nope, you can't come here.
Anyway, so that was that. Interestingly enough, she auditioned for and originally was offered the role of Rose in Titanic. But she turned it down because she said she had just worked with Leonardo DiCaprio in Romeo and Juliet, and she didn't want to get like tied to him for casting.
Girl, yes.
I mean,
that.
I wonder if there's maybe other reasons too. But
Probably.
hello. Who knows? After she graduated high school, which she finished while she was pursuing her career, she actually went to Yale for 2 years. But she dropped out to focus solely on her acting career. Director Oliver Stone, who directed her on the film U-Turn, actually wrote her recommendation for Yale.
Okay.
Can you imagine?
That's one way to get in. Yeah.
So that's some fun facts about her. I mean, like I said, we can't go into depth about everybody.
She's like one of those like lifelongers.
Yeah.
Every couple years she's in something.
Yeah.
Whether it's like a streaming show now or a movie or whatever.
What's that show? Homeland?
Homeland. I haven't watched it, but I heard it's really good.
That's not my kind of show, but good for her.
Mhm.
She's won awards for that show too, I think. Anyway, so let's move on to Rayanne, played by AJ Langer. She was born May 22nd, 1974, so she is a Gen Xer.
Okay.
She actually originally auditioned for the role of Angela.
Okay.
Which I cannot see because I just know her as Rayanne.
Right.
And she's so perfect. She's a little short queen. She is 5'1". So I always remember how short she looked in the show, and it's because
she actually is.
She is. Her birth name, though, is Allison Joy. She started going by AJ at the age of 8 because she wanted to join an all-boys baseball team.
Oh.
Now, I don't know if she like tried to pretend she was a boy or or if she just wanted to be called AJ so she fit in better with the boys.
I guess I could see that.
Yeah. So she's actually said in an interview that fans still stop her now to say the show helped them with difficult decisions. Here's her quote. "A lot of people say I couldn't even talk to my kids about these things, but we sat and watched the show together. And then we were able to have conversations on how to start. It's just cool to me that it meant that much to so many people because it definitely meant that much to me."
That's special.
Fun fact about her, she is now a duchess.
What?
Yep. She met her husband, Lord Charles Peregrine Courtney, in a Las Vegas hotel in 2002. They married in 2004. When her father-in-law died, her husband became the Earl of Devon, and so she became a countess.
This is somewhere in the UK? Devon? Probably, yeah.
I don't know.
Dang.
I mean, yes, because in 2014, they relocated to London permanently.
Okay.
With their 2 kids. Yeah.
It's wild that they
funny?
met like in Vegas. Like,
hey,
I feel like a celebrity meeting someone of nobility could make sense at like, I don't know, a mutual party or something.
But maybe they were at one in Vegas.
Yeah, I guess maybe they were.
Didn't say they were just like, I don't know what they were doing in the hotel. Yeah, like I don't know what they were doing, but you know, you can meet people everywhere. Other things you know her from the 80s and 90s. I mean, this was her big one, but she had lots of small roles on TV shows. The Wonder Years, Coach, Drexel's Class, which was a popular sitcom that Brittany Murphy was her co-star.
Okay.
It wasn't out for very long. She was on Blossom, Hanging with Mr. Cooper, Camp Wilder, that just keeps coming up in every single dang show we do. She was on an episode of 90210, Baywatch, Seinfeld, Touched by an Angel, and she was in the movie The People Under the Stairs in 1991, which I remember her in. Have you seen that movie?
Ooh. Is it supernatural or crimey?
Both. It's about these kids who like get I don't want to tell you. Well, they like.
Because I'm going to go watch it.
No, you won't. But I don't know. Maybe we should. It's a horror movie from 91. I'm trying to remember the storyline. It's these kids who were like locked under the stairs to live like Harry Potter. And I don't remember if it was like their ghosts or if they were like still there. Anyway, It's creepy. Well. She played one, and I think she was one that couldn't talk.
Oh.
If I remember. I don't know. Anyway, okay. Well, we may revisit that in the spooky season. So that's just a little bit about her. Moving on to Wilson Cruz, who played Ricky. He was born December 27th, 1973, so also Gen X. Okay. His character was the first openly gay teen on primetime TV. We talked about this before. Ryan Felipe was the first gay teen on daytime TV when he was on One Life to Live in 1992.
Right.
But Wilson Cruz was the first one on primetime TV, which is crazy because it's 1994. I would seem like there was. So he's gotten tons of awards for the work he's done on TV and in film, and just he spends a lot of time doing humanitarian work for LGBTQ rights and all the things. Here's what he said in an interview. It was the first time really that a show about high school was taking these young people and their lives seriously. Again, he also gets stopped every day by fans for his portrayal of Ricky. It's not lost on me how much he means to people, especially queer people of color, because in many ways, he gave us permission to just own our fabulousness. So interestingly enough, he wasn't just the first openly gay teen. He was the first openly gay teen of color on primetime TV, which is
like
huge.
A double.
And for the 90s, which, as we know, there wasn't a lot of representation for anybody except white people, white, cisgender, straight people on TV. That was a big deal. And there was a lot of controversy at the time about it.
Oh, I'm sure.
So, yeah. Other 80s and 90s credits. This is so fun. He was Angel in Rent.
I was going to say, I was watching it and I'm looking at him and I'm like, how do I know him?
He wasn't Angel in the film version.
I think the same. He wasn't?
No.
I thought it was the OG cast members.
He was not the OG cast member.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which I'll tell you now.
Okay.
He was in the LA production at the Amanson Theater from September 97 through January 98.
Okay.
He did took over the role on Broadway. So he wasn't the OG, and the national tour in 1998.
I think I've seen him live then.
You may have.
Because I saw the national tour then.
Then that might have been
probably where I saw him. Okay.
He was attached to play Angel. There was a TV miniseries based on Rent.
Oh.
That was going to have Neil Patrick Harris as Mark, Ricky Lee Travolta as Roger, and Shakira as Mimi.
Get out of here.
Yeah. But the rights were pulled in order for Chris Columbus to make the film adaptation using much of the OG Broadway cast. Okay. And the OG Angel was Wilson Jermaine Heredia.
Okay.
Heredia, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
So that, but I was like, I love this. I didn't know this in all these years. I didn't know he played Angel, but I totally can see it. Other things you saw him maybe in the 80s and 90s besides on stage, he had a lot of guest roles on popular shows. He was on Sister Sister. He was on Ally McBeal. And he was on 11 episodes of Party of Five as a character named Victor.
Oh, okay.
I was not a Party of Five girly.
Me either.
So I don't know.
I definitely have watched a few episodes, but yeah.
Yeah,
no.
I was not. But yeah, he was an Angel, guys. Love that.
Love that for him.
All right. So now we got to Jared Leto.
Okay.
Right. And some shit has come out about him recent days.
Okay.
I don't know if you know this, but we'll get there.
No.
Oh, well, buckle. So Jared Leto played Jordan Catalano, and he was born December 26, 1971. So he's Gen X, and he was one of the older of the cast, which we're going to talk about. Jordan Catalano was only supposed to appear in the pilot. But he wound up being a series regular. And Jared Leto almost turned down the opportunity to be a regular on the show, but I don't know why. But he eventually accepted it, and then Jordan was written in as main character. I guess they just really liked what he did in the pilot, and they said, we need more of this. So he was 21.
And she was 14, maybe 15 by the time they were filming.
So that makes me cringe, especially with some things I'm about to tell you about some stuff that's come out recently. They had, spoiler alert, they will have romantic-ish scenes later. I mean, I'm sorry if you don't know that by now. This show's old and I have to say this. Something that made me go, a quote I read in that 30th anniversary interview that Claire Danes said was this. Poor Jared had to educate me, she says with a laugh, as she recalls being very confused over a kissing scene.
Oh.
21, 14.
Ugh.
That probably wouldn't happen now. I would hope.
Well, I hope not.
Because that is illegal.
And, this is pre-intimacy coordinators. This is
Right.
Like, I mean, even if the age gap was, I mean, in general, probably just a good idea to either have 2 children or 2 adults. Period. Dot.
Well,
but that's such a big age gap, too.
I am just so surprised because a female created the show.
Yeah. So, like, what she got right was casting Angela as her age, but then what they got wrong, and maybe she didn't have a lot of say in it.
Well, that's true. He was only supposed to be there for the pilot.
And there isn't anything romantic that happens other than she's like, thinks he's cute, but like there's no physical.
Right.
So maybe then it was sort of, again, not excusing it, because there's always ways to figure these things out, okay? But like, now you're sort of stuck with him.
I don't know, but gross. Then you should have not had that.
No, happen. I agree.
So, right. Like, basically what Claire Danes was saying is he had to tell her how to kiss someone. 21.
Ew.
I know. I really just, that made me feel so gross.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we're going to talk more about that in a second. Some other things you know Jared Leto from, which is a lot. Again, I'm just focusing on the 80s and 90s, okay? He was in How to Make an American Quilt in 93. He was in Prefontaine in 1997. It's a good movie.
It's a really good movie.
Urban Legend, as we know, we rewatched that in 98. He was in The Thin Red Line in 98. He was in Fight Club in 99. Mm-hmm. Girl Interrupted. We need to rewatch that one.
I like that one.
It's heavy, but the acting is superb. He was in American Psycho, which actually came out in 2000, so I'll stop there. But I have to say this, because it's a Xennial throwback. Guy was just playing Skeletor in Masters of the Universe.
Yes.
And he was good. It was hilarious. So, have you seen that? Probably not.
But I bet that's really good.
Well, it was funny. And I don't want to give him any props after what I'm about to tell you in a second. He actually was born in Louisiana, guys, by the way. He was born in Bossier City, y'all. And that's North Louisiana, for those of y'all that don't know. But he moved all across the U.S. as a kid. He moved to L.A. actually in 92 to pursue a music career, which he ended up having later. He was just going to do acting on the side. And then that became more, but he's still doing music. So something that's interesting that I forgot about him, he's a method actor and sometimes does very controversial things. Like when he played the Joker in recent years, he would like do weird shit, like send his co-stars weird, like dead things. And like, yeah, I know.
God bless.
He often remains completely in character the whole time they film. Even if it's adversely affecting his health, like when he was in Dallas Buyers Club, I don't know if you ever saw that. He lost like 30 pounds to play. I'm trying to remember the name of his character. I want to say Rayanne, but that's not right. It's something like that. All right, so that's kind of whatever. People do what they got to do to act.
It's true.
But unfortunately, last month, BBC released a documentary entitled Jared Leto, Hollywood's Dark Secret, in which multiple women accused the actor of sexual misconduct, grooming, and statutory rape.
Hey.
These alleged incidents primarily occurred between 2002 and 2016. A lot of these women said they met Leto as teenagers through his band, 30 Seconds to Mars, and these BBC claims follow a similar 2025 expose published by Airmail in which 9 women accused him of predatory and inappropriate behavior.
Ugh.
So knowing that and then reading how old he was when he was doing a kissing scene with a 14-year-old made me just...
That's going to be hard to watch.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
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 I'm going to try to watch that documentary. Just
really?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I will watch our episodes.
I think I know
those
enough
are the priority
to know that he's a creep.
Yeah.
So there you go. Also, Cooper told me like I was like typing about Jared Leto and he's like, well, he's a creep. Like he knew about this already. And he goes, also, do you know people think he has a cult?
I have.
And I was like, that. What? So I don't know what's going on with them.
Well, so
weird
not
stuff.
To get like too dark, but we're talking about method acting.
Yeah.
So does that apply to when he's kissing a 14-year-old? Like, is he method, like, dating this person in real life?
That's
like, is that where, is he acting like that on set? Or did he become a method actor later? Because I know this is kind of earlier in his career. Like, is he flirting with her off screen? Like, do you know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Method acting can go to the extremes.
I didn't find anything where Claire Danes spoke out about any inappropriate behavior with him. Okay. I don't know. But also she was young. And when stuff happens to you when you're young, sometimes you don't realize that it's not okay until later years. Or maybe she's like, you know what? I don't want to talk about it. And that's her business.
Also fine.
All right. So let's move on and talk about Devin Odessa, who plays Sharon. She was born in 1974, January 18th. Why did I say that backwards? I don't know.
That was weird. January 18th.
I don't know. 1974, so she was also Gen X. Things you saw her on in the 80s and 90s, she had lots of small roles on TV shows. She was on Highway to Heaven, Facts of Life, Small Wonder. Yes. She had like 3 episodes on that show. Campfire Tales, Migo, that weird show coming up again.
We got to figure this out, guys.
Touched by an Angel. Yeah. So, fun fact, she's best friends with Staci Keenan.
Oh.
From Step by Step.
Mm-hmm.
Katie's like, oh.
You know what? You know why?
Why?
I thought you were talking about Stacey Dash for a second. Clueless?
No.
And then and as soon as, I thought, I was like, no, she's talking about the blonde Dana from Step by Step.
Yeah.
And then it clicked. But that's why I made that face. I do like Staci Keenan a lot.
Good. So she's besties with Staci Keenan. And as you know, I think we talked about this when we did Step by Step. Staci Keenan and Christine Lakin have a podcast together. And so last year, Devin Odessa came on the podcast, and her and Staci were talking about when Staci got cast in My Two Dads, and Devin was in the running to be the best friend on the show. Well, they both told a story on how Devin was sabotaged by a stage mom whose kid was also auditioning. Listen to what this mom did. Now, all you theater moms out there, no, there's some crazy ones among us. Mm-hmm. So I'm just saying this is believable to me because I have crossed paths with people who would probably do something like this. Not me or Katie. No. Just saying that.
Couldn't be us.
So this stage mom wrote an anonymous letter to the My Two Dads creator, Michael Jacobs, accusing 13-year-old Devin of being a very bad influence. And she made up things that Devin did with boys and situations and all this stuff. These two girls and their moms thought that Devin was a shoo-in. They even named the best friend character Devin on the show. And the stage mom later actually came clean that she wrote the letter because she wrote it anonymously.
Oh, right.
Okay, sorry. That's a big key point. So she did later, way later. I mean, the damage was already done.
The show was over probably.
She came clean. She apologized for her interference in another letter because Devin's mom told this lady the show's producers were going to get the FBI to investigate the initial anonymous letter because it was slandering her young daughter. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So then she wasn't cast?
No. Mm-mm.
Because of the letter?
That's what they think.
And was the other kid cast?
They didn't say. And they didn't name who this was.
Okay.
They did. So I'm sure that's probably why they didn't say, is because they're not trying to.
Yikes.
Yeah. So shady. I really couldn't find anything more about her. I found this old website. It was like a WordPress website. So I'm pretty sure it's old, with an older picture of her offering acting lessons, but I don't know if she still does that.
She still does that, yeah. Okay.
So anyways, that's all I got about her. Now we're going to move on to Devin Gummersall, who plays Brian Krakow.
Yes.
October 15th, 1978. So another Xennial.
Yay.
So him and Claire Danes were close in age, but again, she was still the youngest, except for the sister. He was in the TV movie version, guys, From the Mixed Up Files of Miss Basically Frankweiler in 1995, although he just had a minor role as Steve, their big brother. So he wasn't in there much. Okay. And I haven't watched that one, so I don't know.
Yeah, because he would have been too grown up to be the little brother.
Yeah. After My So-Called Life, he kept acting, but he also started his journey on the other side of the camera. He is a writer and editor and director. He does a lot of short films and indie films, won some awards. He's still acting today.
Okay.
So other 80s and 90s things, he also had tons of small roles on TV shows like a lot of teens did during this time. He was on Step by Step, Blossom, Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. He was in Beethoven Second. Oh, okay. He was in My Girl Too. Just small bit parts. Independence Day. He was on Felicity, and he was in the movie Dick with Michelle Williams and Kirsten Dunst.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a little bit about him. Moving on to Angela's family.
Okay.
So we got Bess Armstrong, who played Patty. Y'all, let me tell you what. This lady looked exactly like my mother did. In the 90s.
Thought that when I was watching it.
Exactly.
I was like, she resembles Dani's mom.
Y'all, the bangs. Yeah. The bangs. I know, because I've put several pictures of her up.
Yeah.
You guys, maybe that was another reason why. Now, my mom was not like her. Like, it was a very different dynamic, but
she looked like her.
She looked just like her, except my mom's so tiny. She was so short. But look, I mean, even the makeup, like, they look exactly alike. It was so weird. So her background is interesting. Her and the guy that played Angela's dad have a huge theater background. So she actually has a degree in Latin and theater from Brown University.
Dang.
I know. By the end of her 4 years at Brown, she had acted in, directed, or choreographed more than 50 plays, both at school and in various like summer stock companies around New England. She's also an accomplished violinist. So she is very talented. She has said she inherited a love of theater and music from her parents because everyone in their family played instruments and acted either in school or community productions.
Nice.
Speaking of, this is random, and I'm just going to throw this in real quick. We're talking about parents and community theater. I called my stepdad the other day to check on him. And it was like after my first day of work. And he's like, well, how'd it go? And I said, it's been going good. And he said, well, guess what? I'm going to be Mushnik in Little Shop of Horrors. What? I said, huh? What? Now, rewind. My stepdad's a fantastic singer. Okay. He used to, years ago, he was in a barbershop quartet.
Okay.
Him and my mom were in a production of Music Man a long time ago. But I mean, like, I'm talking the year 2000 long ago, maybe like the early 2000s. So it's been a long time. And this man is close to 80. Okay. So I said, what do you mean? So this is like a very big rabbit hole, but it's such a good story I have to share. So in my hometown, Leto, there is a man named Kevin. No, I don't think that's right.
There is a man, but his name
I don't know his name. Is it Kevin? I think that's so incorrect. I
think for this story,
there's a man
Kevin.
And he has a name and I don't know what it is. But he owns a hair salon, but in the back of it, behind, I don't know if it's in the same building or behind, he started a small theater company, which is pretty cool. So my stepdad went to pick up tickets because their latest thing, him and his little girlfriend were going to see Chicago, and they were doing Chicago there. And he walked in to get his tickets, and a guy goes, Dwayne, we don't have anybody to play Mushnik in Little Shop. You want to come audition? And he goes, okay, sure. So he shows up. I don't know if it was that night or the next day. Shows up empty-handed, nothing. Sir has not been on stage in decades. And he walks in. It's the hairdresser guy who's a director and then somebody else. And they were like, okay, well, what do you got for us? And he's like, what do you mean? And they're like, do you have any music? And he's like, guys, I'm just here because you asked me to be here. I have nothing. Like, he's not gone to an audition in like a bajillion years. So he said, well, can you sing something for us? Like anything? Y'all, he sang a Jimmy Buffett song.
Yes.
And they said, you'll do. He got the part on the spot.
A Jimmy, but did he just like sing it a cappella?
Yes.
He's just like wasted.
He's a huge parrot head. It wasn't that.
It's
one of his more obscure songs. Okay. He's a huge parrot head. He always has been. And he's a great singer. Like he's a really good singer.
And I'm sure he'll do a wonderful job. This is no knock against him at all because I've never even seen him perform. But Mushnik's
accent.
And it's more acting than singing. He does sing.
Oh, yeah. He's a great actor. And he's very funny.
It's more of an acting role.
Now, the funny thing about this is we are embarrassed by my stepdad sometimes because he does very inappropriate accents. I'm not inappropriate, but like at inappropriate times. Like if we go to an Italian restaurant.
Oh, no.
He'll just put on the fakest, most over-the-top Italian accent and talk to the server thing, and he's funny. You never want to go to Epcot with this man.
No.
Because every country is loud as can be, different accent. So I asked him, I said, well, do you have your old Jewish man accent? He's like, oh, yeah, I did it that night. And I was like, oh, my God. So anyway, that's a fun fact.
So are you going to go see him in this show?
I'm not going to be able to go down there and see that. I don't like,
I hope they
it's too
record
expensive.
it. I would like
I'm
to
sure they
watch.
will because it's small. I mean, it's a small theater.
I would like to see it.
So anyway, everyone, if you're in Slidell, go see Little Shop of Horrors.
You know, I love this for him.
I do too. I mean, now listen, this man, he is battling prostate cancer right now and he's feeling great, but he's like, you know what? I'm almost 80 years old. I'm just doing this. I'm like, good, you should do it.
And the opportunity presented itself.
I mean, literally fell into his lap.
Yeah.
So you got to take your chances and roll. So anyway, so that's my fun little musical theater story.
I love it.
All right. Anyways, moving on back to Bess Armstrong, who also had a family full of talented people.
Mm-hmm.
Other things you know her from, she was a mom in a lot of things. And she had lots and lots of small roles. But guess what? She was also in Jaws 3D like Leah Thompson.
Oh.
I don't know what she played because I don't have time to look it up.
Probably a mom.
She was in a TV show called Married People in 1990 for 18 episodes. Now, I don't know if it got canceled after that or what. She was in, and I saw this movie in 1997, That Darn Cat. Do you remember that movie? So she was in that. She was in tons of made-for-TV movies and TV shows, just like the guy that played the dad. Here's some of the titles. Tales from the Crypt, she was in an episode. Now, she was in Touched by an Angel, The Nanny. 2 of the made-for-TV movies she was in were called The Perfect Daughter and She Cried No. Y'all know those made-for-TV movies. They're like Lifetime movies.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so that's a little bit about her.
Love her.
Let's talk about Tom Irwin, who played Graham, the dad. He is from Illinois. He studied at Illinois State, and after graduating, he joined the prestigious Steppenwolf Theater Company of Chicago. Do you know that?
Yep.
Are you part of it?
I wish. No, they're just like it said, it's very prestigious, and they do like very serious like work.
Like yeah, I was looking at some of the stuff he did.
And even the comedies are like always very elevated.
Got you.
Yeah.
It said the renowned ensemble of artists, among them are Laurie Metcalf, John Malkovich, Gary Sinise, Joan Allen. They still work together as often as possible. It said that Tom has been involved in over 50 Steppenwolf production as an actor and director. So good for him. Graham Chase, the character he played, was ranked number 49 in TV Guide's list of the 50 greatest TV dads of all time in 2004.
He just made it.
He just
barely.
Hey, making it on the list. Important.
There's a lot of TV dads. So
I know there are.
There you go.
So other 80s and 90s things you might know him from, like I said, he was just like the mom. He was in tons of made-for-TV movies during this time. And let me tell you some of the titles, just so you can get a nice little chuckle. Men Don't Leave, In the Best Interests of the Child, and Without Consent.
Jeez.
Jesus, I know. Heavy entertainment, guys.
What's happening?
He was in the movie Mr. Jones in 1993. Richard Gere was in that. He was in The Haunting in 1999. And he also had guest roles on TV shows China Beach, The Outer Limits, Touched by an Angel, and Frasier. So you've seen his face somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going to move on to the little sister. She is also a Xennial, and she was only 2 years younger than Claire Danes.
Okay.
So her name is Lisa Wilhoit. She played Danielle Chase. She was born July 30th, 1981.
Okay.
So she looks a lot younger than her in the show, but that happens.
But between 12 and 14,
I know.
That happens.
It does. It really does.
And if she's like young looking for her age, then it works.
Fun thing I found out about this girl, she started acting at the age of 10 when a casting director discovered her during a gymnastics class. She was instantly intrigued with acting because she got cast in a stunt role for the movie Hook, and she played a young Julia Roberts, like little Tinkerbell. So Julia Roberts was Tinkerbell.
Yep, I can see it. Pause. She was discovered during a gymnastics class?
Yeah.
That's strange, isn't
I know.
it?
Well,
Unless
I don't
it was
know.
just another parent that was
that's
there.
What, I mean, who knows?
Or...
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Unless they were going to gymnastics classes to cast a child stunt person for this movie.
That could be it.
I don't know.
That makes a little more sense.
There weren't any details, but and then so she just got cast as a stunt role for Tinkerbell, young Tinkerbell, and then she was like, "Hey, I think I want to look into this more." So other credits that she has from the 80s and 90s, she was a series regular in 2 primetime comedies. She was, after My So-Called Life, she was in the show Social Studies in 97. That was on the UPN. She played a troubled adolescent in a New York boarding school.
Ooh.
And then she was on The Tom Show. Tom Arnold, guys. On the WB, playing Tom Arnold's apprehensive teen daughter.
Okay.
So I didn't even know he had a show back
I
then.
guess she learned from the best for these roles.
Another fun thing is she's also worked behind the camera a lot as a voice actress. She's recorded background voices for more than 40 films, radio commercials, and cartoons, and she voices several characters on Family Guy, including the character Connie. I do not watch that show, so I have no idea what that is.
I'm trying to remember.
She's like a recurring character.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't watch that show. Okay, so that's all the actors. There's a lot. So now here's some little fun facts, and then we're going to talk about what we thought. Yeah. Yes. So I did not know this. Winnie Holzman went on to become the co-creator with Stephen Schwartz of the hit musical Wicked.
Really?
Yes.
That's amazing.
I know. And I did not know that. So
me either.
There you go. That's a super
You
fun
never
fact.
Hear her name.
Well,
it's always Stephen Schwartz.
Well,
always
co-created with him.
Okay.
Of the show's 19 episodes, 17 are narrated by Angela. The other 2, I don't remember who else is, but most of them are narrated by Angela and her thoughts. Alicia Silverstone also read for the part of Angela.
Okay.
Katie's like, so?
No, I mean, I'm like envisioning it.
It's hard to envision because
when she's Cher,
I know.
She's so confident and not angsty.
I just don't think her look was right, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, I just felt like she was too... Claire Danes, there are times she looks so beautiful, and then sometimes she looks completely average, which is what you want for Angela.
Yes.
And I feel like Alicia Silverstone can never look average.
No, I agree.
She's just one of those.
And that's not
no shade
Claire
to either
Danes,
person.
No.
But I'm saying for certain characters, you can't look a certain way. I mean, guys, we know 90% of casting is if you look the role.
Sure.
We know that.
And I think like Claire Danes is just a smaller build too. And I guess maybe Alicia Silverstone would have also only been like 14 or 15. So maybe she was smaller than now. But when I think of her, I think of like very tall, you know what I mean? Just like a bigger presence. And Claire Danes, I feel like, at least in the one episode I've seen so far, disclaimer, is a little more... Yeah, like blends in a little more.
Yeah, that's what you want.
A little shrunken
You
back.
want her to look like a teen girl that other teen girls can relate to.
Yes.
And Alicia Silverstone's character, Cher, in Clueless, you're not supposed to really relate to her. You want to be her.
Right.
And not that you don't want to be Angela too, but you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Okay. You know, in this episode, how Ryan kept talking about Tino? Like Tino's gonna...
Tino will be there.
So they refer to him in lots of episodes, and he's never seen on screen.
Oh, that's funny.
It's like a running joke. During the first half of the season, which is the only season, the drummer for Jordan's band, the Frozen Embryos, you haven't met them yet, you will, was actually played by his brother Shannon, who he formed the band 30 Second to Mars with 4 years after the show was canceled.
Okay.
So it's just a fun little fact there. And it also took about a year from the time they filmed the pilot episode to when they actually shot the whole series. So there was a lot of time in between.
Wow.
Devin Odessa told Elle magazine, after the pilot, we did 6 episodes. So they did 6. So yeah, they did the pilot 6 episodes. Then there was another break before the network ordered the remaining 12 for the season. So she said, I was 19 when I booked the show, and when we wrapped, I was 21.
Wow.
And that's why we all look so different by the end.
Yeah.
And you'll see that when you're watching it, especially the little sister.
Oh,
I'm
sure.
She looks way different by the end. This was so fun. Something I read about the costumes. The costume designer's name was Patrick Norris. He gave each actor a closet for their wardrobe, and they had limited repeatable clothing items because they wanted to preserve the realism of repetition in clothes for teens. So they rewore some things, they mixed things up.
That's smart.
And they had a closet, not just like in a dressing room where you have a rack. He gave them an actual closet so they go in the closet and to get their clothes like teens.
Cool.
He also ensured that Angela's clothes did not overpower her internal dialogue. So he didn't want her in big, flashy, crazy things. He wanted the dialogue to be the focus, not the clothes. And clothing was often shared between all the characters to explore each other's identities. So you'll see like a jacket that maybe Ricky wore that Angela has on in later episodes. I mean, you have to pay close attention, but teens share clothes.
Yeah.
And so I thought that was a really cool piece of info about clothing, because you think clothing's not that big of a deal, but it is when you're a teenager. I mean, it's huge. clothing is not a big deal to Katie and I, obviously. But when we were in teens, it was.
Yes.
Okay. So for some other little fun facts, Winnie Holzman, again, the show's creator, actually appeared in one episode as a guidance counselor named Miss Krasinowski. The episode's name is Father Figures, so we'll keep our eye out for her.
Okay.
So she was in one little episode. So there was an Indiana pop punk emo band called the Ataris, and they wrote a song called My So-Called Life because singer Christopher Rowe was obsessed with Claire Danes.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Do you know that song?
No.
Oh, I was like, dang!
No,
Katie,
I was thinking of the song Claire Danes Poster.
Who sings that?
You know that one?
No.
I forget. I'll have to look it up.
We're so good with information.
I'm gonna stare at my Claire Danes poster. That's how it goes.
I don't know that.
No,
is it this song?
I know because I think it's called Claire Danes Poster, not My So-Called Life. I don't know. I'm going to look while you keep talking.
Well, I only have one more thing. So
okay,
my last thing was that the show was filmed at a real high school in LA. And there were other shows that filmed there. It's University High School.
Okay.
Arrested Development.
Let's go.
Even Stevens and Seventh Heaven. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
They all use that same one.
Yep. Same school.
No, Claire Danes Poster is by a band called Size 14.
I've never heard of either one of those things.
I'm going to send it to you. But anyhow, go on.
That's it. Those are all my fun facts.
Okay.
So that's our little onboarding ramp.
I kind of like knowing some of those facts before I watch, actually. Yeah. That's fun because now I can look for the drummer and I can look for the guidance counselor. And I don't know like how much I'll focus on clothes, but who knows? Maybe I'll notice.
You might notice something.
I'm trying to notice. Yeah, that's very fun. Okay. Episode 1.
Here we go.
Season 1. I put season 1, episode 1. I guess I could have just put episode 1.
Well.
And it's just the pilot,
yeah,
right?
The pilot doesn't have a title. Okay. The summary is Angela Chase begins a friendship with Rayanne Graff and Ricky Vasquez. At home, there is tension between her and her mother.
Yes. And her father. But I guess more her mother.
More her mom.
Yeah. Of course.
And the first thing I wrote was the mom looks like my mom in the 90s. I don't know why I forgot that, but I was like, holy shit. Like it's I'm going to have to do a side-by-side.
You have
because
to.
It is
you have to.
insane.
You have to. I loved that they were at that phone booth. Although the phone booth was like a British phone booth.
I know.
I was like, are they in London? I think they were just in their normal Pittsburgh or wherever, Pennsylvania, wherever. But it kind of like threw me off for a second. But I remember like wanting to make silly videos like that or being silly like that with your friends, like talking to random strangers walking by and thinking it's like the funniest thing. So funny. Or making up
backstories that aren't real. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Yes. But also too, something whenever I watch these old shows and I say it every time is life before cell phones. Mm-hmm. Walking down the hall and nobody's looking down.
Right.
And you know what? This happened to me this week. I started my new job at the Space Center. Yay. And
official.
I was about to clock out, and so I walk into the bathroom. There's like a place where we all come in at to go to the bathroom, and a lady was in there like getting her stuff together. She had just got there, and so she was like, changing or whatever. And I was like, "Hi, good afternoon. How are you doing?" And she's like, "Oh, hi, I'm good. How are you?" And so then I go to the bathroom, I come out, and I was like, "Hope your day's good." And she's like, "You know what? It's so nice to have somebody actually communicate." She's like, everybody just is on their phones.
Wow.
And she was an older lady.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, no, I mean, I get it. But then I was thinking, well, we're both of an older generation and you can't have your phone out at all when you're guest facing anywhere in the Space Center, which is valid. So I'm sure people panic. And as soon as they get anywhere where they're not guest facing, they're like on their phone. Not me, because I do not need to rush to be, unless I'm checking on a kid or something.
Of course. Yeah.
But I was like, that is so sad to me. Like all I did was just greet someone in a public place.
Right.
And she was like, it's so nice that, and I was like, wow, what are we doing, humanity?
Yeah. And I think that'll be like something we notice again as we're watching through this.
I know.
Even Dawson's Creek toward the end, they had their cell phones.
I know.
But not much. Like it was if it was a plot point, they were actually calling someone or whatever. But yeah, I did say, I wish we'd known each other, me and you, as weird freshmen.
I don't think we would have been friends.
Really?
I think I would have annoyed you to no end.
I doubt that very much.
And I was a mess. I was kind of bad. So
yeah, maybe we wouldn't have.
Yeah, I mean, I was smoking by this point. I was just dyeing my hair red. Like, I mean, I was.
dyeing your hair red. Oh, look out.
Well, you know, back in the day.
I know.
I mean, I was kind of a mess. I don't know. I had a lot of I had a lot of problems, but I don't know. We may have been friends.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
But it would have been hilarious.
I like the line where they're sitting at dinner. We already talked about this scene already a little bit, but when her inner dialogue, Angela's is saying, I don't want to eat a balanced meal in front of my
mother.
Mom.
I don't want to give her that.
Want her to have the satisfaction of me, like her, like doing something right,
funny,
or whatever. And then when she talks about the act of chewing,
I know.
I had never thought of it. And the mom, I think, is eating Caesar salad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because that's the thing. This is little aside, but I love salad and I love Caesar salad, but sometimes I won't eat it because it takes me so long. No, I'm serious. I'll be like, oh my God, a salad. That's going to take 7 minutes instead of 4, you know, because of the freaking chewing. Also, there's like a parasite right now, but whatever. That's not usually the case. Hopefully it doesn't stick around. But I had never like thought of that. I was like, yeah, chewing's kind of weird.
It is. It's gross.
But like we have to.
And I hate hearing people chew, as you know.
I know you do. I know you hate it.
You know what? Cooper has the same thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Troy thinks it's lunacy that I let him do this, but like, you know, you have like places you sit at the dinner table and Cooper and I sit next to each other and I am not allowed to, it doesn't matter. Cause like just hearing it, even if you're not allowed to, and sometimes I am allowed to and I don't notice it, but anyway, he'll like, I can tell he'll like look at me and he's like getting annoyed. I'm like, you can get up and you can sit right there. Cause we have like seats at our like kitchen bar at the island or whatever. And I'm like, if it bothers you, just get up. And Troy's like, no, he can sit here. I was like, you don't understand.
I feel like, this pain.
It is like I would scream at my family at the dinner table. Like I would get in trouble all the time because it was like everybody's chew noises, especially when it would be like my sister, my mom, my dad, and my grandma, which didn't happen much. I wanted to jump out of my skin. Like, like, oh my God, I can barely eat with my stepdad too because he'd be a loud chewer. And I would scream at people as a little kid, be like, stop chewing so loud. And they'd be like, Dani, nobody is chewing loud. We're just chewing.
Just chewing normal. But chewing,
I would get in trouble all the time.
Nature does have a sound.
It's so, there's that. So I get it.
My husband doesn't like to go to like the movie theaters.
Oh,
because of the popcorn and the candy and the wrappers.
Oh,
and
the rustling.
Yeah. And
I bet he has it too.
He might. He's like, oh, I would rather just watch something at home because it's so, like literally every person's making a noise.
I like to sit in the back for that reason.
Yeah,
Cooper's the same reason because then you don't have the sound coming at you.
Right.
It's like it's much easier to tune out.
Yeah, for sure.
Whew. Anyway, okay. I already said this. Oh, the moment all teen girls saw Jared Leto for the first time was a momentous occasion.
Yes.
And I told my husband, like when they showed him leaning on that locker, I went, this was a moment that is etched in every girl's memory that watched the show. Because that was the first time we saw him. And we were like, who is that? Now listen, creeper stuff aside, he is a beautiful person to look at. He is a creeper and gross, but we didn't know that then.
Right.
And,
so there's that moment that I also am seeing, even though I just now saw it, but like I can see exactly what you're talking about. And later I wrote the scene where he's inside watching the TV.
Yeah.
The way they did that lighting.
I know.
It's like his face only
is
like fully lit and all the little like chiseled like cheekbones and stuff. And he's just got this like
not fair
kind of like curious look on his face. And I was like, okay, like
I know.
What the heck? They made him like even more good looking somehow in this
Some
scene.
people win the appearance genetic lottery.
That's him.
Now, apparently he didn't win it in other places, so.
Yeah, I guess you can't have everything. The Chelsea Clinton reference when the mom's reading the magazine in bed and she's like, oh, everywhere she goes. And they're following her. And it's funny when you think of it in like modern terms because this was even obviously the paparazzi existed and just a couple of years later with Princess Diana and everything. But not to like the point of like social media now, where like if you're a famous person, I think they try to be a little more respectful. I'm thinking of like the Obama girls, like they try to be respectful of like them and all that stuff. But when you think of the way that photos and being followed and all that has erupted from 1995 or whatever.
There's more laws in place now to protect people too that were not after Princess Diana died, a lot of things thankfully were passed, but crazy. Oh, I also wrote the theme. The background music was so nostalgic for me as soon as I heard it. I was like, oh my God. Like I remember this. Anyway,
it's really good.
I also said Jordan Catalano is actually pretty terrible. Like, and I think it's gonna keep being like that throughout the show.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually kind of a dick,
and he's kind of meh.
That's what I mean.
Super good looking, but like the character itself is kind of meh.
Right.
At least in the first episode.
But can't you remember having crushes on people like that?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Like they were kind of just a douchebag, but they were so cute, and you just couldn't help it.
Yeah, I mean, so he's probably in character, like. Truthful to how that is. I liked when the mom was talking about the red hair and she said she looks like a stranger.
Oh, which is a little dramatic.
But like she was trying to, I appreciated she was trying to put her finger on like what was bothering her. Because the dad's like, it's just hair. Like it's not a big deal. And it really isn't. But then when she said that, I was like, okay, well, we've gotten to the core of like why you don't like it.
Well,
right.
I just think, I guess watching this as a parent of teens instead of as a teen is weird.
Uh-huh.
But I will say, for all the faults my mom had, as we all have as parents, she was super chill about appearance stuff. Like, she was super chill about it because she was like, she wasn't chill about everything, but the hair stuff was like, like, if that's what you want to do, go ahead. Like, fine, you want your ears pierced, whatever. She wouldn't let me get a nose piercing, but that's because school had a rule against it. Whatever.
Understandable.
Now I still can't get one because now I got a new job and I can't have one.
One of these days. One of these days.
Anyway, but it is funny to see, like, and I do feel like the parents are being a little dramatic about
hair,
the teenage stuff.
Yeah.
Like, okay, all right. Like,
yeah,
of course it happens, but like, all right, everybody's miserable. Parenting teens is hard.
Oh, yes.
It's just hard.
That's the whole thing.
There's no way around it.
No,
I mean, parenting period dot is hard.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I liked when the teacher like pulled her aside, that whole conversation. When the English teacher, she says she like thinks that Anne Frank is lucky because she's like stuck in an attic with a boy she has a crush on
Which is such a teen answer.
And so then the teacher's like, you're quitting yearbook, your appearance has shifted or changed. And I was kind of like, okay. I mean, I guess it is teachers' jobs to kind of like, you know, be the front line on if something's going on with kids, because she does say something going on at home. But also, if you're a teacher of that age group,
I know.
Are these things even that surprising?
Right. I mean, I have one kid who changes his appearance constantly. Like, some days, and I was like that. One day, I still do that.
It's something you can control.
Well, right. And you're figuring out what you like.
That too.
That's what it is. You don't know who you are yet. You're trying on different things.
Absolutely.
To see what feels more like you in that moment, because it could change.
It could. So I liked that conversation though, because then Angela says basically like there's nothing big or traumatic that has happened.
Yeah.
She's like, it's just people expect you to be a certain way, and it's sort of her way of like rebelling against that. Like, I'm not going to act the way people expect me to for them.
Right.
Maybe I just want to look like this.
Right.
Maybe I want to hang out with these people. Maybe I don't want to do yearbook. And what she was saying about yearbook was interesting too. She's like, we're talking about a thing that's really important about the past, but it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, yeah, that's actually really
I know.
good point.
Troy said that to her sitting there. He's like, actually, she's not wrong.
Yeah.
Like, I know. That's
it's
why
like instead of just being now, we're like, how are we going to remember now?
Right.
Later.
Right.
You know, but I mean.
Well, it's like the whole when people are so obsessed with taking pictures for socials and like put like for the post. I'm like, can you just maybe take a picture for yourself?
Right.
Like now I get it. When you have stuff for business, that's something. But I'm talking about personal. It drives me crazy to see these younger generation people missing out on all kinds of stuff because they're so worried about making a reel with the video of what they're doing or going to a place for the poses. And I'm like, that's not even reality. Like, and you're spending so much time worrying about it, getting angles and this and that. Like, just be in it. Anyway.
Just be in it, or snap a quick picture or video and keep going.
On. Or don't take, you know what? Try this. Don't take any pictures. One of our friends recently was like, I hardly took any pictures on my vacation because I was just in the moment. And I was like,
great.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You'll still remember. And if you don't, okay.
Yeah.
It still happened
in the moment. Yeah.
I know. It still happened. I said, OMG, I was a girl who smoked in the bathroom at school.
Yes, when they're in there smoking.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
How did I even get away with that? I don't even know.
I don't know.
I don't even know.
That kitchen was so 90s.
Oh, I know.
And with
so
like the
90s.
spinny spice rack.
Yeah.
I was like, man, like there's so many things. I almost want to like pause it and just
and like look at all the background,
like appliances and even just like the way that the cabinets were treated and stuff. I was just like, oh my God, what
I know.
a time capsule.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Such a time
being
capsule.
in that kitchen. Oh, and I said that scene in the dark with Jared Leto watching TV. Yeah, which I already talked about, where it's like his profile, and then he turns
slowly
fully into the light, and it's like, oh, like you're not ready for that.
And she literally sat down covered in mud. That was so funny.
Oh my God, that was so great.
Funny.
That was so great. I just said I liked the sassy little sister. And I couldn't figure out if she's just really trying to get attention or if she's trying to deflect the tension.
She's always trying to get attention.
When she's like, look at me, Dad. And she's doing like a handstand.
Guess who was like that?
I had that thought. When I was watching, I was like, this feels like Dani behavior potentially.
I would always do that to my sister. Like when they were talking about her, she was getting in trouble. I'd be like, but look what I can do, folks.
The splits.
They'd be like, not right now, child. Go away.
That's great. So I guess, that's how a lot of... Oh, okay.
Little sisters.
I had a moment where I was watching Ricky and Rayanne, and I was like, what am I seeing? What am I feeling that's familiar? They're a pre-Damien and a pre-Janice for Mean Girls.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't unsee it.
Right.
Like they've got to be the inspiration for those characters, or at least partially, because... just like the gay best friend and like the trying to pull like someone into their thing, and I don't know, just after that I was like, oh, okay, now I can't like unsee this.
It. Yeah, that's true.
I loved it.
I wrote down, on that note, I put the era of friendships as a young person, because like her and Sharon like kind of, and that's kind of how it goes when you're a young person. You fall in and out because like you start liking different things or doing different things, and Sharon was like all pissed about it. And Angela was upset. She's like, I don't like, it's nothing you did. It's just,
right.
I'm ready to have something new.
Yeah, that was a very real converswhen.
Yeah, because I can remember feeling like that, or having it feeling like Sharon from people too, on both sides of the coin. And when you're that age, man, it just happens all the time.
It does. Yeah.
It just happens all the time.
Well, speaking of wardrobe, and I hope this piece comes back, that flannel shirt she had on toward the end, like over the little dress and stuff. I was like, oh, that's so
I'm pretty sure
cute.
It does. There's a lot of flannel.
I would imagine
it was the mid-90s, so
that'll be back. And then she, even in that scene, she had it around her waist at one point or something. Yeah, so that was fun. The place, the club or whatever that they were outside of, called Let's Bolt, I guess, reminded me of the place of Porky's.
Oh God.
Like at first, like where they're like from the side, and it's kind of like the shack style, but like big with all the like cheap lights outside. I was like, is this Porky's?
That's hilarious.
But then it was a lot bigger, and the parking lot was ginormous.
I know. Oh, and let's talk about the parking lot. The creepy men with the young girls.
Oh,
always
scary.
Like, ugh. Gross.
I know. The one guy was like trying to.
Not hard enough.
Yeah, not hard enough.
Not hard enough.
That was. Oh.
And then the cop brings her home, and I had several cop rides home. Not in high school though.
Oh, okay.
In college. And it was for similar situations. Like one especially, I was walking home really late at night. And I just had a fight with this toxic boyfriend of mine, and I was drunk. And this younger cop stopped, and he was like, where are you going? Mm-hmm. And instead of getting me in trouble for being underage and drunk and walking around, he was like, let me just bring you home. And the funny part, I think I told this story before. The funny part was my other friends had just gotten home from the bar. So they were like outside smoking cigarettes on our porch. And I pull up in this cop car and he lets me out. And I was sitting in the front seat. I wasn't in the back. He let me sit in the front. And he was like, because I had said, I'm just coming from, my boyfriends and blah, blah, blah. And he was like, And I'm sure he was probably like, question mark, like, what is the deal? He's like, so if you ever need anything, like, I'm officer whoever, like, thinking back now, I'm like, thank you, cop, for not being a dick, because you could have just got me in trouble and said, I'm taking you in, like, you're underage and you're intoxicated and you're in the public world. Mm-hmm. But I got out of the car and they were like, what is happening? Like, why are you getting out of a cop car? So there are some good cops out there, guys.
There are.
So.
I had, when I was driving home from college once, later I found out that when they had changed my oil like the day before, because I knew I was driving home from college, they hadn't put the screw back in correctly.
Oh, no.
So I'm driving on 65, which is in Indiana. It's a big highway. And I'm talking on like speakerphone to a friend or something, and all of a sudden like smoke starts rising from my like my hood.
What?
And I was like, I gotta go. So I like pull over and I get out of the car because I'm convinced my car's about to blow up. Like I like turn it off, I like jump out.
Oh my God, panic.
And it had been like that the like cap had like fallen out or whatever, and the oil all like went out and like flooded the engine, which was with the smoke, but then also you can't drive without oil.
Oh my God.
And a cop on his way home pulled over. It wasn't dark yet, but it was getting there. I was like an hour from home. So he was able to like help me, and I was able to like drive it off to the next exit, but he like followed me, and there was McDonald's there. And so I went in, I called my parents, and he like left me there safely. And then my car was just parked there. And we didn't know what was wrong with it. By the time my parents got there, it was after dark.
Oh my word.
But yeah. Oh, that was really scary. Anyway,
that is scary.
What was I saying? Oh, where we see the dad talking to the other woman at the end.
Yeah. Question mark.
We're gonna see. I mean, it's late at night.
Saying he had said he was going to get together with his brother, and she's like, "You're seeing your brother again for the second time this week."
I didn't even refer back to that.
Well, you know me, I'm jealous, so I'll be noticing stuff like that.
I'm like, that's fun. He hangs out with his brother.
I was like, that's weird.
I said our final yearbook was the same theme.
What was
Although
it?
I did graduate. I graduated in 2000. So they were doing the yearbook year 2000.
Oh.
But in like 95 or whatever.
That's honestly. She's like, but that's what you should wear for year 2000 is your graduation cap and gown. Do you have
it? Do
you have
I don't think I have the gown. I probably have the cap though.
You need to wear that tonight.
That would be fun.
Does it say class of 2000?
If I have my tassel.
Girl,
see if I can find my tassel.
We have a Y2K theme tonight, everybody, that we have to dress for. And we were like totally perplexed.
Yeah.
Because everything we kept coming up with was early 90s.
Yeah. But no, that'd be a good idea.
That'd be hilarious. Oh my God, please do it. Okay.
And then they play Everybody Hurts.
The music for this show is so good.
Yeah.
And I always felt bad for Brian. This whole show, you just feel bad for the guy.
He's adorable too.
You feel bad for him. He's like the nerdy neighbor, nice guy.
He's like the ducky.
Yeah, like the ducky.
He kind of is. Yeah.
My favorite quote that my friend and I used to say all the time, I forgot about at the end where Rayanne's getting out of the car and she's like, we had a time. She's like, yeah, we had a time. We used to say that all the time.
I love it.
You know, you pick up things and you're like, let's say that.
We're cool. We're going to say
we had
this.
a time. Yes.
Love that.
Yes.
And then It's a Wonderful Life was on the TV.
And there is a connection. Like, I think something about, I forgot to write this down because I saw it after I was finished. Something about the production company or something like that's an Easter egg on purpose. Okay. But I don't remember what it was.
But it's not Christmas time.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why they're watching that.
I was just curious because I saw Jimmy Stewart and I was like, I wonder what movie that's supposed to be. And then you see the little girl with the little ringlets and I was like, It's a Wonderful Life. Okay, so there's some Easter egg in there. That's cool.
And at the end, where Angela comes in after she's been so mean to her mom and she comes in crying, I'm like, damn, that was me as a teenager too.
And she falls asleep on her.
I would be fucking horrible, and then I'd be like, I'm sorry. And I do have one kid who does that too. So
I have at least
shall be unnamed.
I have at least one. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, you have a house full of females, so yikes.
Yes, that. But I mean, so far so good. Like it made me feel. So I'll see how I feel as we go on. It made me feel kind of sad watching it.
But yeah, weren't you angsty as a teen?
Yeah, maybe that's why. Like just reflecting back.
Can't
to
you
those
remember
feelings?
like listening to a sad song and laying over and over and laying on your floor, just being like, "Oh my God, nobody gets me."
And the thing is,
the world sucks.
By the end, I didn't feel too sad. Like when they were playing Everybody Hurts and like she laid on her mom, I was like, "Oh, that's sweet." It was like earlier, I started to feel like really like. I don't know, like sad about it.
I don't think it's sad. I think you were probably feeling angsty like teens feel.
Maybe
because Angela was being very angsty.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll see as we go on.
You said I'm sad.
Sad. I'm like, what is this feeling? Sadness. I need more coffee. No, I'm just kidding.
When did you watch this out of normal people's time?
Well, I was going to watch it that one night.
I don't remember.
That I told you, but I didn't, so it doesn't matter. Because then I had to take my daughter to the gym, and it was a whole thing. By the time I got back, I was like, never mind, I'm just going to go to sleep. So I watched it yesterday morning.
Okay.
At like 7.
Maybe that's what you said.
I know. I was like, why am I awake?
What am I doing awake
I had
right
dogs
now?
on my lap and coffee. So normally that's a happy time, but I was just like feeling sad watching it. So we'll see.
All right.
If I show up in all black next time, guys, I've entered my
with
emo
your hair
phase.
dyed red.
Yeah, my hair red. I'm in my emo phase, like 30 years too late.
Have you ever had red hair?
No.
I feel like you could pull that off.
I've worn red wigs, but
that does not
never
count.
had red hair. Like there's pictures of me.
You're not a big hair color person anymore, right?
Not
You used
anymore.
to be blonde.
I've only done blonde.
That's it? Your whole life?
Yeah, I mean different shades of it, like caramel and platinum and different things.
But only blonde.
Only blonde.
Caramel's.
I've thought of doing auburn before, like for fall. Like
this always cracks me up with people like, I'm gonna dye my hair for the season. Girl, just dye it however you want. You're not a tree.
That's what makes me think of it though. Like, I don't know, just like, auburn
you should
for
do
fall
it.
Would be fun.
You should
there's nothing really holding me back.
Do it.
That would be really funny if I start watching My So-Called Life and suddenly my hair is red.
I am here for that.
So
that would be so fun. Do it.
I won't tell you. I'll just show up.
Did I tell you that my hairdresser talked me out of chopping all my hair off?
No.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you guys too, and then we're gonna go. So I have had short hair off and on forever. I don't get really weird about changing my hair. I don't care. Like whatever. And so I've been trying to grow for a while. I have thin hair. It's annoying. I'm losing hair because I'm old. And I was like, okay, I'm about to start this new job. I'm just going to go cut my hair back into like a super short, like bob or whatever. So I go in, noted a year ago, I told my hairdresser, who I've been going to for a while, if I tell you to cut my hair, don't let me. Because I have a goal. I need to grow it for like X amount of time. I think I might be almost past that time. But anyway, I was like, until I get there, don't let me cut it. And she's like, are you sure? I said, yes. She's like, okay. So I go in and I had messaged her before. I said, just so you know, I'm thinking of cutting all my hair before I come in. I'm going to see you in a few days. And she was like, okay, well, we'll chat about it. So I get there and she's like, so tell me what you're thinking. And I was like, well, I'm about to start this new job. And like, I think maybe it'd just be easier. And she goes, so maybe right now's not the best time. She's like, let's see how give it a few months. And like, cause you may be really pissed that you can't pull your hair back.
Right.
And she was like, you may be really unhappy with that choice. Because I don't like in-between hair. It either needs to be like long or super short. I hate the in-between hair because people are like, oh, well, just cut it in like a mid-length bob. I hate that. It's annoying. I either need it to be like to my chin or higher or past my shoulders because the in-between is a nightmare. She's like, yeah, let's just see. And so I was so glad this week because I definitely wanted to pull my hair back.
Yep,
and I was like, thank you for talking me down.
And I think when you're like experiencing big life changes,
that's it. I always want to change my hair.
Thing.
And noted, I have done that lots of times.
Yeah.
The night before Troy's pilot training graduation, now I was doing blonde highlights at the time. I went into the hair salon and said, I want to go platinum. Guys, my hair was falling out. It was coming out in chunks. My scalp was burned.
Oh my God.
And I had a whole weekend of shit I had to do with this platinum ass blonde hair. It looked so bad. Never again. I was crying. I went home that night and my hair was just coming out in chunks.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, I think that, again, that's when people are feeling anxiety or like things are shifting or changing.
Yeah, you want to do something big.
You're like, I got to do something. And so like hair's an easy one because eventually the color does come out or it grows out or whatever.
Or it doesn't.
But in the moment, it's like, yeah.
But like, especially for people like me who I don't get like weird about, like I don't care about hair. So for me to cut, like to just randomly decide, I'm going to cut like 8 inches off my hair. Whatever.
It's not a big deal.
For Katie to do that, that'd be
a big deal.
She a little more nervous.
I did the bangs, year and a half ago.
That was fucking crazy. That was very out of character.
One day, just went into Supercuts, got bangs.
Supercuts too. Like not even fucking, that is so brave. So brave. Supercuts.
And they were fine.
They were cute.
I just eventually was like, they're
a lot of work.
They're a lot of work. I had to keep trimming them. And then it was like, yeah,
they were so cute though.
I'm glad I grew them out, but it was fun to do.
They were super cute. I was shocked. She's like, I just got bangs at Supercuts. I'm like, hold on, what? Supercut.
Well, I can't dye my hair for at least 5 more weeks.
Why?
Because of our show.
Oh, duh. Yeah, I'm wearing a wig.
Yeah, you're wearing a wig. I'm not.
I beg for wigs every show.
So maybe we'll see. So see, this gives me my 5-week think about it period. Incubation.
Do a semi-permanent wash. I'll recommend a few to you.
Okay.
Then if you don't like it, it'll wash out.
Let's do that. We're going to do it.
And just give you a little hint of red.
Little hint. That's all.
Although you have thick ass hair, so you're going to need a lot of it.
I'm going to need a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll figure it out.
That'll be fun. If Katie comes on here with red hair, rejoice.
In time for our rewatch.
She's like, I'm not doing it. On the inside, she's like, I'm not doing it.
We have 6 more weeks.
We do.
And our show is 5 more weeks. So it might be at the end of our rewatch. I might be inspired. We're going to see. All right. Well, stay tuned for everything, including
dun, dun, dun.
red hair ? And we'll see you next time here on Generation in Between.
Bye.
Bye, guys.